we could just jump into it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're gonna talk about Gone Girl today. I think I genuinely I believe that Gone Girl is one of my favorite movies.
Mm-hmm.
It has everything about a movie that I like.
Yeah.
Thriller, right? Kind of like a psychopathic person that is making the game up.
Yeah.
And then the pace of the movie.
Yeah.
Right?
Like, I don't know how something like this movie can be so rewatchable. It makes no sense. Because you know what's going to happen.
That's true.
But like going into some movies that I rewatch, I kind of like try to force myself to forget like what happened so I can be surprised again. Yeah. So that's what I do. But this movie, just the twists and turns that they always take, it's really genius. But yeah, that's one thought about Gone Girl. But yeah.
So when I was watching it this time around,
right,
I was actually able to relate a lot
to
because, like, just to the movie in general.
Oh, okay.
Like, not that I'm trying to murder my wife, but it's just
like,
or I guess my wife is trying to murder me, right? Like, so I am married, but the initial scene is like, sometimes.
What are you thinking?
Yeah, what are you thinking? I ask that question to my wife every single day.
Right.
And it's very like, I think it's very innocent, right?
Mm-hmm.
In the sense that I just want to know what she's thinking.
Right.
Because I have no idea.
Yeah.
But it's also crazy because it could lead you to a crazy place. You know what I mean? Like, I want to figure out what this person is thinking so bad. Right?
I could see that. I could see how that's relatable.
And I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm Nick Dunn.
So so it's funny that you bring up that first scene because the first scene is actually the last scene, right?
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah. So I always forget that actually, like the first scene that is the last scene because it starts off so naturally. You're just like,
oh,
right.
You're right.
He's just like he's literally talking about his wife, but it's the end of the freaking movie, like where all the shit happened.
That's true because now you do know what she's kind of thinking, right? Because he has to go through all of this.
I'm getting goosebumps thinking.
Oh,
yo.
Yo, Gone Girl was so good.
I don't know if you remember, because I don't remember, the facial expression that she makes in that scene. I don't know if it's the same or not. Like, I might have to, like, recheck. Like, because she gives that menacing ass look at the end, right? Like yeah, you know what I'm thinking about. I'm gonna freaking kill you.
That look.
Yeah, but in the beginning, you don't know, right?
Yeah.
Obviously.
Actually, you know what? When you say that,
yeah,
because I remember that they did both scenes,
right?
But I just didn't remember the connection, right?
Yeah.
So I remember when I was watching it this time around, her face, it didn't look that menacing. It just looked like a smile.
Yeah.
And then the last time, it looked way more menacing because that has context, right?
Oh my gosh, I don't know what's crazier, like the fact that the movie psychologically tweaks your like perception towards the end of the movie versus like how it starts. Yeah. Because what if they were both the same reaction and we thought it was like more innocent in the beginning because we don't know about her in the beginning. Okay. Yeah. That's art right there, bro.
So I actually think I read the book.
Right.
And I think the good thing about the book is that it gives a lot of context.
Okay.
Because it's like even more character development. Because I think Gone Girl just starts and it's just like 100 miles per hour as it starts, right? Yeah. But then in the book, you kind of see why she's becoming this person, right? And you also see like Nick is kind of painted in the book as like very innocent. Oh. Like
more innocent than the movie?
Yeah, from the beginning, you're kind of just like, oh, this guy's just married.
Right.
And so I think also for example, like Margot, right? Go as a character, right? I feel like she's just introduced. And then you're just like, okay, we just have to like her to a certain extent, right? But in the book, they kind of go into more background with her, right? Ooh. Like she was an investment banker, and then she got fired, and then she had to move back to Missouri, and things like that. So I didn't like. That's why I kind of think obviously like book provides always more context, so it's good. But I actually think Gone Girl, because of those scenes where it's like in the beginning and at the end, you don't know. Right? Yeah. That's why the film is actually better than the book. Because I'm visually seeing creepy things happening versus me imagining creepy things happening. Right.
Oh. Yeah. Well, as a person that didn't read the book, I was genuinely like surprised by the movie. But yeah. Anyway.
There's actually there's one line, right?
Okay.
And then she said, "He actually expected me to love him unconditionally." And I was like, oh my god, isn't that what marriage is supposed to be? You say till death do us part, right?
Yeah.
And so I was just like, wait, so what is this transaction? Is marriage just a transaction in this story? Because I thought, oh, actually, okay, how about I ask you this question?
Okay, ask away.
Do you think they actually loved each other?
Ooh.
And also, I define love as like, there is sacrifice to love.
Sure.
Right? There are parts where it's like, yeah, it feels good,
yeah.
but at the same time, a lot of love is just like, I love you, so I'm going to sacrifice for this.
Right. So I would say no then. Yeah, I don't think they ever loved each other.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
That's deep.
Because I think they were in a fantasy. Isn't that the point of the movie?
Oh, actually,
right? Because it was filmed and shown as a fantasy. The first half of the movie. Well, the first quarter, because it goes into the right, in the half. But anyway, like the first part, it's genuinely like a fantasy. Like nothing's wrong. But as soon as something bad happens, it just falls apart. Their marriage and their relationship. So yeah, I don't think they've loved each other. Like,
but don't you feel like I feel like whenever people get into a relationship, it's no matter what a fantasy to a certain extent, because you're showing your best self. Right. So, at what point can you begin to show your worst self, and it's okay?
I think that's when.
Well, I mean, in this movie, they're just like they start to show their worst self. Yeah. And then, I mean, it took it to a next level. Yeah. But that's why it's interesting that you say like I felt like they kind of love each other in the beginning. Yeah, maybe. I mean, like you said, they love the idea of each other, right? Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Their relationship falls apart as soon as something happens. Like, as soon as Nick Dunn's mom or dad, had problems, she was like, yo, why the F do I have to move into his hometown? He doesn't even see me. Like, who the hell thinks that?
That's true.
If they're in a loving relationship, right?
Yeah. So who do you think is more selfish in this movie?
Oh, shoot. Because they're both pretty effed up.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say Nick is not effed up. Yeah. I think he's more of like a simple version of effed up, right? Yeah. Because he kind of goes the line that most men would. Sure, right? Sure. Oh yeah, cheat on.
He's the ordinary man. Yeah.
But I don't think he was I think he was irresponsible. For sure, too, right?
For sure. Yeah. I mean, I gotta give it to Amy because she's crazy. Man. Like, you can't ignore that. So it just ties into her selfishness, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Because like most of her narrative throughout the movie is all about her. But yeah, going back to like the issues that they had with Nick and his mom, man, like if they really loved each other, I don't think she would have chose the path that she did.
That's true.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I don't.
Would you want to live with Amy?
What's that?
Would you want to live with Amy?
Okay, listen. So the thing about Amy, right, and comparing her to like real life girls, if I ever encountered an Amy in the wild, I don't think I would be able to spot them. A, right? Okay. B, I don't think I'm capable of dating one. Because, she's so smart, right?
That's
Amy
true.
is very smart, and she has a very high standard for herself, I feel like. Because going back to Nick, he said he had to, like, kind of twist and turn how he is as a person to get Amy. Yeah, that's true. So I think they were both trying to achieve something for themselves by being in their relationship. So, and C, if I lived with her, I would probably kill myself.
All right.
Yeah.
I completely agree with you. Yeah. I mean, we talked about this kind of offline.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Nick is not stupid in the movie. Yeah. Like, even in the book, like, he doesn't seem like a stupid person.
Right. He seems very level-headed sometimes.
Yeah. And so the fact that he could not even navigate it, I guess it's like, I don't think I'm that smart. I 1,000% cannot navigate Amy. Yeah. No matter how beautiful she may look, I would just be afraid. Every single day, I'd be stressed to live in that house with Amy if something like this happened.
Toxicity.
Yeah, like, like one, like you can't move away because she probably could get you.
Yeah.
Right? You can't just disappear.
Yeah.
You literally have to fake your own death like Amy did. And even then, I think she'll find you, right?
Yeah.
So, I think one thing that in marriages people feel is like they feel trapped, right? Like they have lost a lot of their freedom. And I think, a part of marriage is, I think, sacrifice, right? So, yeah, you give up some freedoms to be able to be with the person you love, right?
Yeah.
But in Amy's situation, if you don't even love this person, then you're just trapped. You're like a mouse trapped, right?
Yeah.
I would just die. You're right.
No, because if I were in Nick's shoes, like in the movie, I would question everything in my life.
Yeah.
I'd be like, how did I even get here, right? He's probably thinking the same thing too, right? Towards, like, in the movie and, like, maybe at the end of the movie, who knows? Like, how did I even get here? What do I do? Like... And that brings us to the end of the movie where it's kind of a cliffhanger. I don't even know what to call it. Like, it's kind of a cliffhanger. But you can't really call that because there's probably not going to be a sequel, right?
Yeah.
So, like, it kind of leaves you to think, like, your own interpretation, which is one of the best endings you could ask for in a movie, right?
Okay.
Right? Like
I hate cliffhangers.
That's another subject. Yeah. But anyway, like endings that make you think, right? Yeah. Like Inception with the spinning top, whatever. So, like, what is this guy gonna do, man? Yeah. Like, after the movie ends, like, is he actually gonna kill himself, or is he gonna find a way to, like, get out of this?
That's true.
So, like, I love that type of ending, but yeah, I'll probably kill myself.
And guys, I just want to make sure. We don't condone killing yourself.
Definitely not.
But in this situation, I think
for the sake of the movie,
I would be super duper stressed.
Dude, just thinking about it kind of makes me stressed.
Yeah.
Thinking about it because, man, who could deal with something like that?
Yeah, I agree.
You can't. So like.
Yeah.
But anyway.
That's crazy. All right, so now I think we're gonna get into our first category.
Rotten Tomato.
Where we're gonna talk about the Rotten Tomato meter versus the audience score.
Yeah.
So Rotten Tomato said it's 87%.
87.
Yeah. And the audience also said it was 87%.
What?
Actually, this is the first time I feel like I've seen them both agree at the same percentage.
I've never seen that either.
Yeah.
What the heck? Well, let's talk about the score first, right?
Yeah.
87. Do I agree with that? I would say yes. I think 87.
What is that? An A? No, that's a B, right?
Maybe a little bit higher. I'll give it a 90 then.
Okay.
I'll give it a 90. I mean, I watched it with my little brother, right? So, and I had a great time watching it. So yeah, I would give it a 90%.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I want to let the listeners know. Yeah. We also have our own ranking system.
Yeah.
And so, maybe actually we can talk about Rotten Tomato, the audience score, and our own ranking system at the same time.
Maybe.
Because we were talking about it. So we have a ranking system that goes from S, A, F. B, C, D, and then F. Yeah. And we decided that C. Wait, what did we decide? C is a movie that you didn't mind seeing, right?
Yeah.
But you would never rewatch again.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, I went to the theater. I watched it. I was mildly entertained.
Yes.
But I would survive if I didn't watch it again. Yeah. So that's a C.
Yeah.
A D, it's like I like just fell asleep in the theater. Yeah. Like, I did not enjoy this movie. Like, I was not interested in the movie. In the theater, that's a D for me. F, just horrible. I hate that it exists. just straight up bad.
And then
yeah.
So B was you would rewatch it again,
Yes.
but it definitely has a lot of holes in it.
Yeah.
A is you would rewatch it a lot because it's very good.
Yeah. Like, it's objectively good.
Yeah. And then S is it's just so good, but it also has some strange place in your heart.
Yeah.
You will, no matter what people say, it will always be a good movie.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So why I want to go with these rankings as well, because I literally love this movie.
Right.
like is an S rank movie for me.
Okay.
So the fact that I see 87 and 87,
it hurts you.
It literally hurts me.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Because if we're going by like grade school rankings,
right,
they think it's a B or maybe a B plus.
87%. Yeah. I
think it's at least an A. Right.
At least an A. Yeah.
I mean, but I am happy that they both agree.
Yeah.
But I don't agree with that.
Yeah. No. But because me personally, I think it's an A, right? Mm-hmm. There's like maybe one or two things that I don't like about the movie, which is there's no action, which is a personal thing for me.
You like
right?
action?
I love action, right?
Okay.
I'm not saying that it has to have action, but like sometimes it could be boring. Like the talking, like the constant message of like, oh, this girl's crazy and Nick is annoyed. Like that message. Like we get it, right?
Ooh,
like
you know what?
Yeah,
actually,
right. Like
I agree with you.
Yeah, because I was watching it like with my little brother, and when it kept deriving that message to me, I was like, bro, we get it. Like we know, but I guess that has to do with the drama, and that has to do with, and that's going back to Forgiving the movie, right? For its message that it's trying to deliver. And I forgive it for that. But so that's one thing. And the second thing is, I'll tell you the second thing when I think about it.
Okay.
But like there are just a few things that are wrong with it that just that does not give it to me an S. But yeah, I think it's a good movie.
I do think watching it again, there were a lot of parts where it was a little draggy.
Yeah.
Like I think if it was 15 minutes shorter, it would be good. Like,
yeah.
Objectively, really, really good. Because, and then obviously there are plot holes. Like, okay, so this is the biggest plot hole that I thought.
Yeah.
So when you realize that Amy's actually not dead, right?
Yeah.
So she's driving. I think she was like on a bridge or just like driving on a highway.
Yeah.
She has her left arm on the steering wheel, right?
Yeah.
And you see that she had like a Band-Aid, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm assuming she bled out that day.
Right.
Because she needed to pretend like she got hit.
Yeah.
There was blood all over the floor.
And she
cleaned it up, and then she was out, right?
Yeah.
And then they say, she was like, you need blood. A lot of blood.
Right.
So that means she bled, cleaned it up, and drove on the same day. And I'm like, are you telling me she didn't faint?
Right.
Like, there's no way that you could have survived.
Right. I didn't even think of that.
I was just
my God.
No, I was just like, this doesn't make any sense. I mean, obviously there are other plot holes.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
And I'm not that big on plot holes anyway. I just like enjoying the movie.
Yeah.
But it was something I was just like, but I don't care, it's an S.
Wow, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah. Yo, you don't understand. I'm obsessed with this movie. I think,
yeah.
I personally though, I really like mystery, thriller, piecing things together, those kinds of shows and movies. So that has every single quality I like about a movie.
Right.
So, but I do agree pace wise.
Yeah.
And like the reiteration of just you telling me the same theme over and over.
Yeah.
You kind of swayed me to be making it an A.
I mean, don't make me sway you, but like, I'm just saying my piece.
Because I definitely don't agree with Rotten Tomato. I think it was way better than 87.
Yeah, I think we both agree on that.
Yeah.
Because I could give it a 90%.
Okay, but you wouldn't get it a bit higher.
No.
So it's an A rank for you.
It's an A rank, solid A rank for me.
Wait, was it S rank for you?
What?
Was it S rank movie for you?
You mean the definition or a movie?
No, actual movie. So the listeners know what you think is an S
right.
rank.
So I'll be telling both you and the viewers, right? So, and it's funny because I just thought of an S movie. Her.
Oh my god!
With Joaquin Phoenix, dude. Dude, I think Her is an S rank for me. I'm not even capping, bro. I'm not even joking. I think Her is an S tier movie.
Okay.
I know this is a bomb.
Okay,
I know it is.
Time out.
But...
I mean, not time out. I want to stop the podcast.
But like, hold up. Yeah.
When I watched Her.
Okay.
Right. Okay. Actually, let me take it. Let me take.
I'm dropping a bomb right now. I dropped the bomb, bro.
So you know when you're watching The Office.
Yeah.
For the first time.
We both love The Office.
Yeah, we both love The Office. You know when you watch The Office for the first time and then you saw Michael do something so cringy, you had to stop and just go for a 5-mile run and then come back. Her
Yeah,
that's like was so cringy. It took me like 6 hours to watch the movie. I would literally pause it. I would go under my cover with my pillow. I would scream, and then I would go back and I would press pause. Watch it for another 10 minutes.
Yo. Tangent, we need another episode about her.
Oh god.
Yo, Her is such a crazy, awesome movie.
Okay.
I think it's an S tier for me.
So, again, we talked about this offline. I think a more objective S-rank movie is something like Dark Knight with Heath Ledger.
Yes, we both agree on that.
Yeah, I think generally most people are like, this is the best movie we've ever seen.
I know.
But,
yeah. But a little bit piggybacking on that, I feel like some people say that just to say it.
Well, that's another topic.
Hot take. But I'm like, are you sure, my dude? Or are you... Or do you really love that movie? I don't know, bro.
I'm dead.
But anyway.
Okay.
Yeah,
so let's go on to the next question.
Yeah.
So something I think about a lot when I want to watch a movie is do I really want to invest in this movie?
Yeah.
And when I say invest, it's like there's some movies where you're just like, oh, I just don't have the emotional capacity to give up 2 hours to watch this.
Right.
And I think that's why like TikTok and Instagram is so great because it's like 30-second videos you just watch and then all of a sudden 2 hours have gone by. Right?
Yeah.
So a movie that we discussed that's kind of like an investment that you might not want to make is like Ford vs Ferrari.
Yeah.
Like it takes a lot for me to watch Ford vs Ferrari.
Yeah. Because how do I explain this? It's an emotional movie.
Yeah.
Like it. Oh my oh my gosh, it's so emotional.
Yeah.
But cause hearing about the movie and like kind of knowing what the movie's about, but not really until you watch it. You know you have to invest.
Yeah. And I don't think it necessarily has to be like an emotional movie.
Yeah.
But it's just like there are some movies like No Country for Old Men, perfect example. There Will Be Blood.
Right.
I'm just like, I've watched both of them, but I never want to watch it again.
Yeah.
Only because I don't want to emotionally invest into this. And I think they're good movies. Like I don't think they're bad movies. It's just But with that said, Gone Girl, anytime it's on, I'll watch it.
Okay.
Because
that comes out the S rank right there. That brings out the S rank. Yeah.
Maybe because I know what's gonna happen, right? I'm just in for the ride. Like any point of the movie, beginning or end, middle, whatever, I'm in, right?
Okay. And you can keep it on in the background, right? Like yeah. I feel that.
And I think it is like an emotional movie in the sense that like if people don't like thrillers, it's like they really have to be invested into this movie, right?
True.
And I don't know, it's just like I would watch it anytime. But I think again, that's my bias.
Yeah. We both rewatched the movie, right? Recently. And I don't know. I don't remember if I thought about rewatching Gone Girl before or after you mentioned us to do this episode. Like us to record a podcast about it, right?
What does that mean?
Because I feel like I thought about rewatching Gone Girl before you even told me. Like, oh, we should have our first episode on Gone Girl.
Okay.
Because, like, obviously I watched it for the podcast, right? And I also watched it for my entertainment. But I don't know if I would ever... I mean, it's rewatchable, right? That's why I give it an A. But I won't always watch it if it's on... Like, let's say I'm in on an airplane, right? And Gone Girl's on one of the list. I wouldn't immediately go to it, right?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
If there was a... Like, obviously, if I liked another movie more... I would watch that instead, but I wouldn't immediately go to Gone Girl, just press play immediately. So I guess this is where our ranking system like differs. Yeah. But I still enjoyed the movie, like rewatching it, but I could survive 2 months without watching it.
You know what's a random movie that I always watch on the airplane?
What?
The Martian. With Matt Damon?
I actually never watched The Martian.
It's pretty good.
Okay.
I don't think it's an S rank. It's just like a movie that I always go to when I go on airplanes.
Maybe I should watch it.
I mean, this is another conversation because we talked about would you rather be best friends with Leonardo DiCaprio or Matt Damon?
Oh my gosh.
Which in itself is probably a podcast episode.
Oh my gosh.
But I do think because I like Matt Damon so much, like anything with Matt Damon I usually watch.
Okay.
Like
I'm a Leonardo boy.
Oh yeah. I forgot we talked about this.
I think we can definitely talk more in depth about this.
Yeah. I think the investment question actually leads into the next question.
Okay.
Which is what we have named, is this a P movie, right?
Yes.
So where we got this question from is when we go to movie theaters, we are so anxious that we have to pee during the movie. Yeah. And we try so hard not to pee. Yeah. And in the middle of the movie, for some reason, you have to pee. Yeah. Right? I think it's mental. Yeah. And so is this a movie you're willing to leave the movie theater for to go pee? Right. And so the first time I watched this, I didn't leave. I remember I needed to pee, and I was just like, there's no way I'm leaving. Yeah. I'll pee my pants before I leave. Right. But then watching it, I mean, obviously I watched it many times, but watching it this time around, like, I kind of know all the scenes, so I didn't mind going to the bathroom. Yes. And then just listening to the audio. Yeah. And then going back. Do you feel the same way? I feel exactly the same way. Like, when I watched Gone Girl in theaters, I don't remember if I had to pee per se, but I'm confidently saying now that if I went back in time and rewatched it and I had to pee, I wouldn't go. I wouldn't go, bro. Like, I barely went to the bathroom rewatching it now when I had to go. Okay. Because, like, you're invested. Yeah, true. Like, you're just invested and you want to keep watching and see what happens. So, I love this movie. Like, it draws you in so easily. Yeah. And, but going back to, my nitpicks, right? When it did, like, the repeating stuff, then I would use the bathroom. Okay. Yeah. So, Gone Girl, is it a P movie when you first watch it? I don't think so. Like, you kind of have to sit there and watch it. Like, you just can't help it. But I don't know. Maybe there's some people out there that does use. So I have a hot take for you. Okay, let's hear it. I think every Marvel movie is a P movie. Okay. I'm probably ruffling so many feathers because for listeners, you guys probably don't know because this is our first episode. Yeah. You're gonna learn a lot about us. I like Marvel movies. Right. I just don't think they're that good. But the thing is, I don't really like action movies, period. Okay. Like, I love character development, so I always love the first movie of every superhero movie. Origin. The origin. Yes. I would watch endless amounts of origin story stuff. Right. But I don't know, I just don't care about the action. Like, after Endgame, I was like, wow, finally. This is finished. Yeah. Now I don't have to watch any more Marvel movies ever again. But now they're making more. Yeah. And then people are like, did you watch Hawkeye? Yeah. And I'm like, yo, if I don't want to watch movies, why would I want to watch a show that's even longer? If anything, the only show I wanted to watch was WandaVision because I heard it's more like a mystery. It is at first. Yeah. So you don't know what's going on. Yeah. And I like figuring things out. Yeah. But if it's like WandaVision. Yeah. But I feel like if it's straight, like, action and like, unless it's Ip Man. You know Ip Man? Yo, Ip Man is so good. Anyway. I'll give you 30 seconds to talk about this Marvel. I don't even know where to start. Alright, then I'm not gonna give you any time. Yeah, it'll take me 30 seconds to figure out where to start. Okay. Anyway. Okay. I don't even remember what we talked about before this. That's how much I was thinking about it. Oh, I said every Marvel movie is a P movie. No. All of them. No. I meant I don't remember what we talked about before that since you brought it up because I was thinking about it. Yeah, I don't remember. Well, we established that Gone Girl is not a P movie if it's your first time watching it. Yeah. But anyway, I'm done talking about that. Okay, so maybe we should have talked about this first. Which one? The next question. Because I think in the beginning of this episode, we talked a lot about the movie itself. Yeah. Right? And then now we're talking about the vibes of the movie pretty much, right? But anyway, this question is, who do you think is the best character,
Mm-hmm.
and what do you think is the best scene?
The best scene character.
Right? Or you don't even have to have a character. It's just like the best scene because everyone's just going 100 in that scene, right?
Sure. Okay.
Actually, can I start?
Please.
Okay. You know what I realized when I was watching this movie?
Mm-hmm.
Amy Dunn, Rosamund Pike, actually doesn't talk that much, right?
Like interacting with other characters
interacting
and
with
talking.
other characters.
Like it's kind of like half of her like narrating or something like that. Yeah.
Because like I just didn't notice it.
Right.
Or maybe because I also read the book and she was, because the book is an entire narration, right? And so I was just watching it. I was like, okay, so she narrates a lot, and then she only really interacts with like 2 or 3 characters for like 5 or 10 minutes.
Sure.
Right. Most of the time it's with Nick, right? And even in those scenes, she's just narrating.
Yeah.
Then she talks to that
the drug addicts or whatever.
Yeah, those random people in that random place.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that's only like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And then she meets up with Nick again.
That's
right?
True.
So
That's
it
true.
just didn't seem like she talked that much throughout the movie.
That's a good point.
So that's why I don't think she's the best character. But
like,
although she has the best scene.
Like it seems like she's like a natural disaster in the movie. Like right? Like she's like the hurricane of the movie. And like everyone's trying to avoid her. Everyone's trying to like quote unquote defeat her, right? Cuz like she's kind of the main villain of the movie, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
So she just seems like an entity that is just crazy and evil to me. That's how true. I picture her, kind of.
Yeah, because she doesn't even feel like the main character of the movie.
Without doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's funny you bring that up because Nick doesn't seem like one either. Because they just seem, I don't know how to explain this perfectly, but the movie gets to the point where you're just seeing these characters interact, right? Mm-hmm. Like, and see these characters go through stuff. But when one character's in the scene, you're kind of thinking about other stuff in the background and like what's gonna happen, what happens.
You're right.
Right?
Yeah, that's true.
Cause like an example would be when Nick's having a press conference, right? And his and Amy's parents are there. And I'm seeing the interview. You're watching the interview happen as the movie goes, and in the back of my head, I go, "Yo, what's Amy doing right now?
That's true.
What is she scheming right now?"
Yeah.
And then vice versa when Amy's on the screen. So it kind of like psychologically f's with me throughout the movie.
Yeah.
With these characters. So yeah, the thinking about the characters of Gone Girl is kind of weird for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So who's your favorite character
then? So I think my favorite character is Go because she's the most normal and consistent throughout the entire movie, and she's so supportive of Nick.
Yeah.
Like, I love that. And she's so real and raw, and like she's not afraid to talk, right?
Yeah.
Like I love that about her. But and I can't like Nick or Amy because they're so freaking flawed in this movie.
That's true.
Like I'm not saying Go is perfect either, but at least she's like likable as a human being.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I think
that's my take.
I think you're right. She is the most ordinary. Like she seems like an ordinary person in the movie that would react ordinarily to the situations that are happening. Yeah. Because Nick and Amy are definitely exaggerated. Yeah. Even the cops, to a certain extent, are exaggerated.
Oh, the cops.
Yeah, like the guy cop.
I hate him.
Oh my god.
I hate the male cop, y'all.
Yeah, why is he so like biased?
He's biased. He's pessimistic.
Yeah.
He's like snarky all the time.
Yeah.
Every word he says, I want to punch him in the face.
I really like the girl cop.
Yeah.
Right? But at the same time, it makes me question like why she's so on Nick's side.
Right. It makes you feel like she's sus.
Yeah. Like there's something going on.
Yeah.
Not that they're like not like sexually or
yeah.
But it's just like a normal cop would be like the guy, except less pessimistic.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then my favorite character is actually Tyler Perry. Right?
Who's that again?
The lawyer.
The lawyer!
Cannibal.
Yes. So the lawyer would have been my second or third choice.
Yeah.
For sure.
Because I feel like the most of the time, he's just like, yeah, y'all crazy. Y'all crazy. Like, why are you guys doing these things, right?
Yeah, and that's how some people would react.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that about him, too.
Yeah, it's... I think... And then the last character that's the best is the cat. Yo, every time the cat's on the scene, it's a mega scene.
That's so funny.
Like, that cat is so trained. Dude, that scene
They picked them up.
There was that scene where I think Amy comes back, right?
Yeah.
And then she's cooking breakfast for Nick.
Yeah.
And the cat is just there, like... and she's like, you want breakfast? Right? I'm like, yo, cat!
And Nick, and one scene, like, Nick picks up the cat. You have no idea, do you? Yeah. But going back to Go, right? I think one of my favorite, not really scene. I mean, I guess it's a scene, right? But the part that makes me really like her is when Amy comes back, right? And Nick is like adapting or whatever, and then the movie comes to the point where Nick can't leave, right?
Okay.
Like he's trapped now. And then she's like crying on the floor as she's with Nick, right?
Yes.
And then she's like, you don't want to leave.
Oh, word! The first time I saw that, I was like...
Dude, you want to stay with her.
Wait, you think Nick wanted to stay with her?
Okay, so that's a good question.
Yeah.
Because it low-key does seem like it, right?
Yeah.
But but then you think, there's no way, dude. Like, he can't be that delusional. He can't be that desperate, right?
Yeah.
To think that. So it goes back to how it ends, right?
Yeah.
It goes back to what I said about how this movie ends. It really makes you think. Yeah. Yeah,
so like I know so I feel like we're living in a culture where like co-parenting is a thing, right? Where it's like parents might be divorced but they still want to be there for their kid, right?
Yeah.
And so I don't understand that to the extent of like the logistics, right?
Right.
And I was wondering if Ben Affleck's character is staying for the kid, because I mean she did say she's pregnant, right? And so but then it's tough because like you're gonna have to live with a psychopath. For the kid, right? Yeah. Because you don't want the psychopath to raise the kid. Yeah. Yo, that's mad stressful.
You know what this topic like makes me think of? You.
Oh, the show.
Yeah.
I thought you meant me. I was like, I don't have a kid.
The show. You.
I never watched You.
You never watched You?
Everybody's been okay. So You.
Yeah.
And Ozark.
Okay.
Right?
I never watched Ozark.
Okay.
Yeah.
2 shows that I'm like, it's in my back pocket.
Oh.
To like when I'm like, there's absolutely zero to watch.
Right. It's on
like,
your list.
Yeah, because I know they're good. Right? Or at least people say that they're so good.
Okay.
Right?
All right. So I'm not gonna dig too deep into it because you haven't watched it.
Yeah.
But it reminds me of the show.
Okay.
Because it's really similar, and I mean, so.
Wait, similar to Gone Girl?
Yeah.
Okay.
So people that know the show, like you probably already know what I'm talking about, but like towards the end, like it's extreme. Like it goes to 1,000%, right? Okay. And and they both kind of have the same motive as Nick and Amy does in Gone Girl. So
is a show You about 2 people?
I just meant like towards the end of the season, the most recent season.
Oh, okay.
It deals with 2 people.
Okay.
And it's very extreme.
Okay.
And it reminds me of Gone Girl.
Okay.
So, yeah, man, I can't believe I've never watched You.
Yeah, I gotta watch You.
Yeah. So, anyway, going back to our original topic, yeah, I think Go's my favorite character.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite scene?
So, I don't know if the scene that I mentioned about her crying on the floor is my favorite scene, but I think there's a lot of factors to what makes your favorite scene, right?
Okay.
Like, will I pick a scene that surprised me the most the first time?
Okay.
Or is it a scene that like makes me so uncomfortable that makes me cringe, or like, you know?
Okay.
Like stuff like that. Like
I think so I'll tell you my favorite scene.
Sure.
So once Amy comes back, right?
Oh, okay.
And then Ben Affleck is like, "You effing B," right?
Yeah.
From then on, I'm like, it's one long amazing scene, right? Because Amy is just going 1,000%.
Yes.
So we talked about this before. My favorite scene is when Amy's like, "Oh, I'm pregnant," and then Ben Affleck was like, "No, I want a DNA test. I want a paternity test," and she's like, "I love tests." And I'm just like, "Yo, why did you say it like that?" Right?
Oh man,
I love tests.
Oh god.
Like, cause it's even funnier.
Yeah.
Because you know she loves tests. She loves conquering people, right?
And tasks.
Yeah, and like
Yeah.
being like, I am the best. Actually, there's a line in the movie that says, if you're not the best couple, then why are you even a couple? Or something like that, right? And I was just like, I thought being a couple is about being in love, not the best, right?
Yeah.
But she's clearly striving to be the best at all times.
Yeah. That scene definitely speaks loudly of who she is as a person. Man, that is a crazy scene.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I also like, this is not my favorite scene.
Yeah.
But I really like the soundtrack of the score at this time when she kills Desi.
Oh yeah.
And then it becomes louder and louder. That It just matched the scene very well.
It's very menacing.
Yeah.
It's very like thrilling.
Yeah.
Yeah. It really it enhances the scene for sure. Yeah.
Score is also just like another layer to movies that needs to be talked about more.
Yeah. For sure.
Like, it's just so crazy.
Yeah. What's called? It's funny because you mentioned that scene because I think that sequence of scenes of her scheming to kill him is one of my favorite scenes.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Because when she like fakes that she was being tied up and like screaming for help for the security cameras, I love that part because like it's so creative for the filmmakers and her. Like, you mean the movie itself or the actors and the people making it? Both. Okay. Yeah, because it shows A, how creative she is and how smart she is, right? Okay. And 2, you don't hear the screams. Yeah. Like, you purely just see her acting crazy. Yeah. And that she has this plan for this guy. Yeah. And some issues about to happen. You know what's interesting? Yeah. So the first time I watched that let's say that sequence of scenes, right? Yeah. I like she pulls out his shirt, like bites his lip. Yeah. And then she goes to the window. Yeah. And like does the screaming. Yeah. Like I knew she was trying to act like she was being abused. Yeah. Right? But I didn't really get it. Like, me neither. I didn't initially. Yeah, I was kind of like disconnected. I was like, "Oh yeah, she's acting." Yeah. Like yeah. And then this time around, I was like, "Oh, this is how she wants to be portrayed." Yeah. Right? Yeah. Cuz it's weird because I didn't it's just so crazy like I didn't realize like she wanted to portray being abused. Yeah. I don't even know how to explain it. It was just a very strange sequence of scenes the first time I watched it. And then now I'm like, "Oh, okay, now I see what's happening." I 100% agree with you. Yeah. And I guess that's a lot of movies in general. It's like the first time you watch it, you're just like, you understand the underlying subject of what's going on. Mm-hmm. And then you watch it again and you're like, oh, these are the details that I missed. Yeah. And I guess that's the greatest part about movies, right? Yeah. Cause like you're in so much awe of like what's happening and your thoughts are all over the place. Yeah. And then it just hooks you in and just taps you. Like Yeah, no, that's one of my, I think that's my favorite scene. Yeah. Like tying in with what you said before, like she doesn't have to interact with people for her to be a driving and good character in the movie. So just her doing all that makes it a good scene for me. So yeah. I guess kind of it's like it kind of reminded me of a play. Right? True. Because in plays the person is interacting with the audience, and that's a lot of her scenes. Right? That's true. That's like even when she spits into that girl's the bottle. Yeah, right? The girl's not even there. Right? Yeah. And it's just her acting by herself, right? Oh, this movie's so good.
Yeah, Gone Girl's bad.
Yo!
Do I gotta watch it again tonight?
Oh my gosh, because as we're talking about the movie, obviously the scenes are playing in our heads, right?
Yeah.
And wow, it's just so good.
Yeah.
Like you describing that spit part, I played it in my head so vividly that I was like,
she was so bad.
I know.
She was so bad.
And I felt so bad for her when she. It's funny that I feel bad for her, like when she got mugged by the two junkies or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I was like, I feel bad for her. Why do I feel bad for her? Like this girl's effed up. Like why do I feel bad for her? But
yeah.
But you know that she's a human being.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't wish upon that on anyone. Yeah. So
you know what really annoyed me? Like she's so smart.
Yeah.
Right. But then she dropped the money thing.
While mini golfing, right?
Yeah, I was like,
yeah.
What is this? I was listening to another podcast, and it was saying how since she's so privileged,
yeah,
she never actually had to work that hard in a real life situation. She's only had to ever plan it in her mind.
Right.
So that's why something as dumb as that happened.
That's a good point.
That is a good point.
Yeah.
And I was like, if I think about it that way, then I'll agree with you. But it's straight stupid. Like
on an objective standpoint.
Yeah,
yeah.
Like, are you so worried about your money that it might get robbed from your cabin that you can't just hide it somewhere secretly in the cabin?
Right.
Like you have to carry around 10 grand of money.
Yeah. That is a good point. Yeah. Yeah. So Go and that scene would be my two takes on that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Right, I think we can end here.
I think so.